What is up, guys? DT Ninja here for you guys my RuroKen Hokkaido Arc Chapter 56 review. Alright, guys, so the first thing you'll notice is that we have skipped Chapter 55 discussion. That is because I've decided from now on that there will be no more chapter discussions. I will be doing discussions, but not for the specific chapter, because a lot of the discussion questions that I've discovered while doing these, they're ongoing. So it's not just one chapter that they're mentioned and they're never mentioned again. This is an ongoing mystery. This is an ongoing thing that we can discuss and, come up with ideas for why this is the way it is. So that's the what I'm going to do from now on. I will be sharing some color scans throughout, but I don't think they're going to be specifically for a chapter, like I did before. I feel like I should get through all the way to chapter 60. I mean, I've translated it about a year ago, so since it's been on hiatus, the Hokkaido arc, it's been a year, so I'm pretty far behind on the reviews, so I wanted to catch up, and with about a week, every week I want to do at least one review, so we should be able to catch up to the latest chapter pretty soon. And like I said, I will do more discussions, but I want to do more character, more situations, things that are happening, ongoing mysteries. And we can do it like a chapter, but not just chapter to chapter. They can just be, part of the arc or part of the situation that they're in, or the scene. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's why we are going to do Chapter 56. So let's get to it. Chapter 56, we have Cho versus Gongu, of the Kinkaku Heki. He has revealed that his blade has a gun barrel, and he shoots it, and it hits the kid, his own comrade. As you can see, Cho is shocked at this. And so, as we all are, Gongu reveals to be a true villain in every sense of the word. So basically, Cho's wondering, what is that sword? We see this bandage wrapped around it, the reveal. We can actually see two blades, which is quite interesting. So it means it's actually two blades together with a gun barrel in the middle. The bandages kind of remind me of the wrapping that Ashitaro had, kind of reminds me of Shishio a little bit. But also, Shako Arai is mentioned. He is actually, the originator of this design. Now, he did not create this specific part. He created the two blades, I believe, but the gun was altered. And this was also altered. You see, this is on the battlefield where he used the explosives that come off. Basically, he mentions how the designs were somehow taken. A Kinkaku Heki altered them, and now you have this. The Goka no Taiken, or the Great Hellfire Sword is what it's called. Now, of course, when Cho hears this, he's like, what a fake. And it reminds me of the Homu Radama, how it's a hellfire sword. So I don't know if Cho kind of felt that way, but he did say it's a fake, which is interesting. I just thought I'd point that out. And then he basically says, throw down your sword, put your hands behind your head. It kind of sounded like a police officer. Basically, he says he has a hostage, so you got to do what I say. And he puts the blade to the kid, even though the kid is kind of, out of it. He does give directions. He still wants to help out the guy who basically betrayed him, which is crazy. And then, Gongu's like, you're too late, kid. You're too late, Amachi. And so Cho's shocked at this. He's like, what the hell? He's like, you could have used your powers when I needed you. And then he's like, it wasn't a misfire. This guy has been using him the whole time. And you see his face kind of in this conceited way, and Cho's basically in shock. Like, this guy he never cared about his comrade at all. He faked everything for a chance to use his trump card. And so we learned that his true nature is Gigo of the Kinkaku Heki, the fake one. And his battle style is Gishin Anki, or the deceptive shadows. Basically what that means is that he uses his comrades to, shield himself, make him look better, but also kind of in a cowardly manner, he can shield and not reveal who he really is. So he's actually pretty strong, but in reality, he uses people and then discards them like trash, just like he did his own comrade, which is pretty crazy. We see this look of really crazy. He basically says that, Cho, you're still green, you're not a true villain, but I am. And then that's when you see the broken chain scythe of Kamatari's. So we're going to get some confirmation in the next chapter, I believe, of what's going on with Kamatari. But here in this chapter, it is called the fastest two. So we're obviously talking about, yes, Kenshin and Sojiro. So they are going to face off against Itakura Byakuya. Yeah, you can see him on the mountaintop here. Itakura mentions Batosai, how is he doing? And then Sojiro is like, you look worn out. Can you really fight? Itakura is like, yeah, I'm ready. It kind of reminded me of this Shishio fight with Kenshin. You look all worn out. Can you really fight like that? Then he mentions Hiten and Tenken, obviously the two fastest men. Itakura wants to fight them both, but Sojiro volunteers, which Kenshin was surprised. He starts stomping his feet. Then he's like, okay, Himura-san, I'll go. You should rest. And so he's like, I'm going to start 2 steps short of the Shikuchi first. So then we get right into the action. He starts dashing towards Itakura on the mound. And then we get Itakura stretching out his arms, about to attack. We get a confident Sojiro that strikes right through him. Or at least it looks like it. Or he's going right for him. He goes right around him again. You can see behind him. And then he strikes him, right? You can see him strike him there. And again, he makes impact. The next moment, we see him sliding, goes back down the hill. But suddenly, Itakura has a blade in his mouth. That is badass. My gosh. So basically, during that skirmish, during that encounter, he basically took a bite out of Sojiro's sword. And Sojiro was so fast. How was he able to get it? But I love what he says here. He's like, I forgot I didn't have a weapon, so let me borrow yours. It's pretty funny. And then Sojiro looks down at his weapon. He's like, oh, crap, Cho-chan. I borrowed it from him. He's always ruining a sword from someone else. Kenshin basically tells him to be careful. If he gets close to him, that's when he's the most dangerous. We see a little backstory, where they fought the first time. Sojiro's like, I know already, but I've decided something else. It's like, I'll go again. 1 step short of the Shikuchi. And then he goes right for him. He gets right in his face, but Itakura is right there with the blade and strikes him in the cheek. That is a pretty cool scene. Sojiro, really serious face. They kind of go back down, and he's like, I was reaching for your neck. And he was able to strike him. You can see he was able to make impact. We also see some of the damage before this impact that Kenshin made with his Kuzuryu-sens before he kind of upped his power in the first battle. And so we find out that he's able to break, loosen his chest plate, his kind of his armor. So he takes off his armor, and that's when we see, his chest and all the marks that were made by the Sakabato. And this is where Sojiro mentions it, and he's like, my slashes aren't working for some reason. And we see the first thing at the bottom, his eyes are starting to red. They're starting to get red. And Kenshin mentions is Sekiriki because he's actually witnessed it before, but now he sees, we see Itakura with Sekiriki, the eyes, the bloodshot eyes, where they enhance their abilities, their stamina. So yeah, and Kenshin is trying to tell Sojiro this. He's like, you can't face Itakura like this. We have to do this in a strategic manner. He's not listening, and this is going to be key in the next chapter. So he's basically telling him, but Sojiro's impatient. He's like, forgive me, Himura-san, I didn't want to do this, but now I have no choice. I'm gonna have to kill this man, even in front of someone like you who refuses to kill. And Kenshin yells back to Sojiro because he's really worried that something's gonna happen. And then you can see the confident Itakura on the mountain, the hill, and Sojiro about to use his Shikuchi. Okay, and then he gets his Bato Jutsu ready, the stance, and then his face gets serious. I'll go one more time. And then, of course, the face elated of Itakura, and he's like, come, Tenken, Jupongatana's the second best of the Jupongatana, well, the best of the Jupongatana, I should say. And basically the right-hand man of... So then we get Sojiro doing the Bato Jutsu stance, and he's getting serious. You see his face and his eyes are serious, and he's like, I'll go one more time. Then we see Itakura with his face elated and serious as well. He's like, come, Tenken, the best of the Jupongatana. Show me your true fighting spirit, Sojiro Seita. And then it ends with this scene, and Sojiro is getting all set with his Bato Jutsu, Shikuchi. Yes, he goes basically getting ready for Shikuchi, and then we hear Shunten Satsu, the heavenly instant kill, the ultimate attack of the Tenken. So that's where we're going to leave it off. Wow, what a chapter. One thing I want to point out is Sojiro, his inability to understand opponents sometimes. He underestimates them to the point where he just gets so arrogant. You can see him playing around even when he gets his blade bitten by Itakura. And then finally he gets serious, but at this point, Kenshin is like, no, this guy is on another level. You got to listen to me, and you're going to find out in the next chapter why Kenshin did that. But yeah, altogether, a pretty good chapter. I do like the Shaku Arai reveal of that design for Cho's, for Gongu's sword. I do like the face-off between Kenshin and Sojiro. We're going to get more of that. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. And you will get a new chapter by the end of the week. So look forward to that. I can even give you a sneak peek here. I showed it to you at the beginning. This is the cover of the magazine for the next chapter. This is the title page of the next chapter. It is basically the same as the very end where Itakura looks on at Sojiro getting ready to do Shikuchi. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.